How's everybody? This is the Erroneous One here, the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross video, taking on the new Axel event. Is here finally. Axel is around. He's a pretty decent medal. I know that some people are saying skip him, and I can kind of see why some people are saying to skip him in terms of like doing the pulls for him. I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm not sure that I will take him to 7 stars just yet, per se. Like, you know, it's going to depend on the traits, of course, but I'd be more inclined to take Bob and Jack to 7 stars because of the higher multiplier and it is a single target. But this guy's still pretty good too. He's going to have some utility for sure. He isn't another reverse power one, but he's a very powerful reverse power AoE medal, which is kind of useful in a lot of situations, especially for those PvE events. One thing that people are saying is like, you know, oh, you wouldn't want to waste, you know, resources turning him into a 7-star or anything, and again, I get that, but then you have to look at spots going like, yeah, I'm going to go in there with like a copy of my Roxas set. We'll see how it goes. Then you kind of have to look at things like Coliseum, for instance. If you want to try and compete in Coliseum and get into some of those higher tiers of Coliseum, you need the right traits, and you need AoE medals. Single target medals are not going to get you too far in Coliseum overall, just based off what Coliseum is now, especially once you start getting past, like, you know, tier 15 and tier 16 and 17. It gets pretty brutal up there, and you need the right traits. If you don't have air and ground traits, for instance, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna be a very interesting time for you. So he's really good for PvE events. So one thing I've been trying to tell players too, in a lot of ways, is you need to, if you're doing events like this, like if you're getting tickets through, like, you know, either buying VIP or doing PvP right now. Or even if you manage to get 7-star versions of all 4 of the Incredible family, you need to focus also on what you're doing with the content. Getting those tickets and using your resources where you want to use them and where you think they'll do the most good. So if you're able to scrounge by and even if you're only getting silver tickets, if you're getting lucky on some silver ticket pulls, you can still pull, you know, a few 7s and 8 fairies around every now and then. It is a lot harder. I fully understand that. But you can still do it. Where you would want to use those tickets is where you want to focus on the game. So, for instance, if you want to focus on the game in terms of PvE, then you'd want to use medals like Axel and turn that into a 7-star, because AoE medals, especially with good traits, are going to get you a lot further overall in most PvE events as opposed to PvP. And even if you're a player like a PvP like myself, I mean, I compete in PvP. I do enjoy it. Again, it has its issues that I'm not happy with. I'm still waiting, like everybody else is, for them to start fixing those issues with PvP. But I enjoy the content for it, is what it is. Even playing by myself, there are times I see certain AoE medals, I'm like, you know what? I would really like this medal to be an AoE medal. But I also have to look at the other flip side of that one too as well. And that's in terms of, we are getting AoE 7-star prime medals through banners. Again, that is through banners, so you're paying for it. I mean, we're paying one way or another. You know, you're paying to have the medals to compete in PvP, to get tickets, or you're paying for the banners. But you can draw them from the banners, and drawing them from the banners that way would satisfy the great majority of your PvE events. Again, Smelly Octo did a really good point on that one too, saying, if, for instance, if you had Mr. Incredible at 7-star with some traits on them, you're kind of set. Axel isn't. Axel is I think a little bit. I think it's a little bit weaker. Not by, very little weaker than Mr. Incredible, I think it was, but different buffs going into effect there for that kind of thing. Both of them reach your multipliers in a different way. So you know, you kind of have to pick on like how you want to do things and where you want to pull things from. Is it going to be more beneficial for you to do it here, or is it going to be more beneficial for you to do it through a banner like, you know, Prime, Roxas, and Xion, or something like Axel? The plus side of Axel is that it is a volume price deal, and he does come with a skill equivalent on him, so that's a really nice factor as well too. So the banner for Axel isn't bad to pull from either. So it's kind of a mixture of where you actually want to spend your jewels for the most part. You know, what doesn't help you more? And again, in terms of like the banners available right now, again, Mr. Incredible and Axel, who would be more beneficial to you? Do you have a better upright power setup or a better reverse power setup? That's a question to ask yourself as well. Kind of going into that kind of thing. A lot of people right now have some really, really wicked reverse power setups with the Dark Gnaw, because we've gotten some really good reverse medals coming out there. Again, Syax, Lexius, both of the previous Order event medals. We still have HD Shion is available there too. HD Riku Replica is out there. Scar is out there. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Prime Axel, obviously. The other reverse power medal. I don't need to use, so go back to the event. Sorry. Sorry about that. So you know, reverse power is pretty strong right now too as well. So that would help you out going forward. Go for it, man. By all means, go for it. Do what do is best for your game. All right. So let's see where are we at. This is Quest 5. So Quest 5, and he's already at pretty much 7,000 health bars, and his counter's lowering, and he has a blue counter above him. So, man, making a free to or a more player friendly guide. I mean, like I said, free to play isn't really my my strong suit, obviously, in this game. Demo, dude, man, Demo did a really good setup earlier that I saw on his channel. So go follow Demo. Hashtag follow Demo. He has a really good free to play setup that is available there on his channel right now. That he did use Mrs. Incredible and Violet to tank. So you can actually tank Axel. I think you can tank his every other hit on him or something like that. I want to say it is. I forget how it panned out. I need to go watch it again. I watched it during my lunch break. But he made a really good setup for a lot of players to utilize, definitely. So that's something you might want to take a look at. He did use Kyrie EX Plus, though, and he actually acknowledged that, you know, players don't have that one, so he's trying to think of a different setup. On the same vein, I'm also going to be thinking of a different setup to utilize as well. I might end up using the Incredible Medals, too, just to try and tank, because it looks like if you are a free-to-play / more casual play player, you do need to tank this event. You're probably not going to have the power to just, like, go through him like I am right now. So we're going to focus on that one. Definitely I'll probably be utilizing Miguel and Hector for sure. The previous VIP medal, because that dude adds on some counters for you, which is great. Adds on counters and he lowers upright defense by 7, so you get your upright defense max up there too, ready to go. So for instance, if you're running like Kyrie EX, then you can get your upright buffs taken care of pretty quickly, and then also have your upright defense down taken care of, which is very useful. If I had double cast on it, it'd be even better, but I don't, unfortunately. But he does give you a +6 on that, so definitely useful in that regard. So probably using him, probably Kyrie EX. I guess it'd be maybe an upright setup. I don't know. I'll have to see about that one. But I've been looking at some ideas for that one too as well myself, which I'll be coming out to you guys pretty soon. I just now think I have a working high score challenge player friendly guide that I'll be using pretty soon. Give me one second, guys. My cat's at the door. Hang on. Well, actually, we'll finish this fight first. I do have a more player friendly high score challenge guide ready to come up pretty soon, which I will be posting very soon. Hopefully, to help everybody reach that 110 million goal. So I'll be looking. I'll probably put that one up tomorrow, more than likely. And then maybe tomorrow or maybe on Wednesday I will put up, or I'll see about putting up a more player-friendly guide for this event for Axel. Give me one second. Let me my cat in the room because she is clawing at the door. Hang on, guys. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. We are back with Cat once again in lap. As you can see, her little back right here. She likes to go through the video like a freaking shark sometimes. Okay, challenge 8. Alright. So far we're doing pretty good. I mean, the reason I'm using this setup is because, number one, he is power, so I have a really good reverse magic setup now with the Prime Roxas I have available to me, and the copy models I have available to me as well. I did just get my HD Vanitas up to a 7-star, so that's greatly helpful at the moment too. What is it? 4 and 15 on counter still. But basically this up here is using Roxas because Roxas avoids counters. He ignores counters. Counters don't bother him. He will go right to the counters and tell Mr. Axel to have a great day. Or tell Axel that he owes him ice cream. You know, one of the two things. Okay, so not too bad. We're still doing okay in terms of damage being dealt. I know that the Quest 13 one has an obnoxious amount of HP. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to beat it in one turn, but we'll find out. I think I'll be fine for the most part with this setup. I'm only relying on my pet second chance. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Oh, I'm borrowing my ally Batosai's Prime Roxas, and it does have EA on it, so get a few extra hits out of that. Okay, 10 counters now and 3 off that one. So yeah, definitely decreasing the counters. Oh, I didn't see this. Look at this. He has a oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Who was it? Hang on. Because it was more than that. It was K-Styles 1998. He actually messaged me on Discord earlier saying not to use power metals against his opponent. I was like, why? I forgot that he absorbs power. So this is one of the first ornaments where it absorbs a particular attribute. It's funny as power considering he is a power metal himself, but that's that's adds an added spin on things. Some people who if they have like really strong power setups, you're gonna have a bad time with this event, unfortunately. That's when he absorbs. So you can't even use like your Mr. Incredibles on him or anything. So that is very curious. That is very, very curious. I like the added spin to it, but it's something gonna make it more challenging for other players, or for the majority of players going through. Actually, let's see, 3,500, level 300. All right, question. So we're kind of selling through this, which is nice. All right. What are we gonna do here? So 10 and what? 10 and 3 there still? Okay, 10 and 3 still. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I managed to miss that HP absorption symbol there next to his name there. That is interesting. It is very interesting indeed. So yeah, he has a lot of HP now. I may actually have to use 2 turns. Or not. Never mind. Take it back. Oof. Oof. Alright, let's see. So I'm hoping that when I do the pulls after this, the pulls for Roxas after this, we are going to be okay. I'm going to pull him basically early, because anything else after that, I do kind of want to put into getting my Prime Roxas and Shion, and then if anything else after that, I do want to pull a few more times on the Incredible banner. Not too much more for the most part, because while the Incredibles are good, the only thing I really want out of that right now is more Violets at the moment. I'm good on Mrs. Incredible. I think I have like 4 or 5 copies of Mrs. Incredible, but I do want some more Violets. I only have 1 extra for her. I only pull 2. And she's the one I really want. She's like the premier defensive buffing medal for yourself. She's very, very good. So I definitely want to get her. And if I'm hoping to roll EA on her. I'm sure like everybody else is. That's a lot of HP, man. Wow. But then again, Roxas is doing an obscene amount of damage. So, there's that too. Am I going to be able to kill him off and just go right here? Yes, no, maybe. Ooh, no, I'm not going to. Wow, okay, he didn't knock me out. This is a sick animation. I love this animation. That is so freaking cool. Oh, I love it. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. I'm thinking... What, you're probably going to deal about... I think Damon was saying you have to deal about 8,000 HP bars a turn to take them out. If you're going to power your way through it and utilizing the three turns that you get from your pet slot, and then from a second chance 3 or 4 on that. If you're just tanking through him or just going through him like this, then then you would just of course just utilize your pet revive if you need it, which I do need it. I only have EA on one of my Prime Roxases. So okay, here we go. 5 and 2. Wow, those counters really drop. So this, I mean, the way the counters are set here too as well, so I noticed, since they're this low, they were really saying that you need to either have gauge increasers, and not just like minor ones. You can't just have like Kyrie X Kai or Shion X Kai that only increase the gauge by 1. You need things that either add them like 5 or more, you know, like Scrooge or Miguel and Hector with 6, or things like Sora and Kyrie EX that just reset the counters each time they go through. But even then, you know, it's so little that you need to each turn. You need to copy it constantly, and he absorbs power, so that's also a no-go. Geez, yeah, you definitely need some counter management. So pretty much, like, you need things that ignore counters, like just flat out. I think some of the incredible ones do that. I want to say they either add a counter to it or they ignore counters. I want to say. I know that the new, of course, the new Roxas and Shion Prime ignores counters just like Prime Roxas here, but they are also speed. So we, excuse me, guys, the weak attributes, you're dealing less damage. So kind of a double-edged sword there in terms of like the Prime Roxas and Shion metal. Again, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, final one. Title and the final trait medal. Level 5,000. Let's see where he's at. Let's see where he's at. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa, 23. Over 2,300 HP. Over 23,000, sorry, 23,000 HP bars. So yeah, Damon was right. As I said it right too as well. Yeah, you need to be able to deal by 8,000 health bars a turn if you're going to go through this, and you need to use all 3 turns. I'm doing more than that, thankfully. Obviously, with the Roxas is going through here. Not killing them in 1 turn. I did see some people kill them in 1 turn, but their Roxases had double cast, and so did their copper metals, and mine don't have that. So. It's okay, though. I mean, we're going to be able to beat him out, so that's good, but still, that's pretty crazy. That is some pretty crazy stuff. That's a lot of HP. But it's okay, because we get to see this cool animation each time. I love the animation. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure that's one we see, or we should see that one in the medal itself, I'm hoping. Because that'd basically be a brand new, unique animation that hasn't been recycled through 1,000 times. Cool, there we go. Yep, there he is. Okay, so yeah, again, this is pretty easy. Like I said, I have it set up for it. I have, you know, the 2 Roxases, so, and then I can copy both of them. So I went through and then I used my allied one. Definitely gonna have to come through here and think of a different setup. Though I pretty much guarantee you guys it's gonna be Miguel and Hector, and then it might end up being, as my buffer medal, I might end up using Kyrie EX, or I might end up using Scrooge. But probably Kyrie EX, because Kyrie EX is more accessible. Scrooge was a Dancing Flames. Dancing Flames Witch? Instead of Black Witch now? I'll think of that one. That's a really cool one. Let me know in the comment below. Should I change my title from Black Witch to Dancing Flames Witch? I went over there and I did talk to myself now. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it for the time being. Again, I'm going to go through in the video here. I'll be doing my... I'm probably going to end up using Kyrie EX because she's more accessible than Scrooge. Scrooge is for a lot of players. So, Kyrie EX, probably Miguel and Hector for sure, and then I'll have to go through and figure out what medals I'll use to support those ones going through it. That's me, guys. Thanks for watching the events. Again, mine was pretty straightforward with what I have. But fear not, I will come back here with different setup ideas. Again, too, go watch Damo's video. Damo did a great video on this one as well. It's a really good setup idea. He has some really good ideas going through there for things like this for all player ability. I know that Octo right now is streaming his take on this one too as well, so I'm pretty sure we'll be looking forward to his video on this one as well too. And I like that. I like going to different YouTubers. Also, Lost Predictions. Lost Predictions is the same event in JP. I know it's a little different in JP because, you know, slightly different skills and such and everything, but I recommend watching as many people as possible for that one to get a different viewpoint. So that way you can go, if you're sitting there watching watching Smelly's video, you're like, hey, you know what? I may not have this medal, and if you watch mine, you may go, you know, I don't have this medal, so this doesn't really help me. But then you watch, like, you know, like demos, you're like, hey, you know, I can somewhat copy this one. Different viewpoints, different ideas, different set of options. That's what I want for the community, to have different ideas and play to get these events cleared for all players, not just, like, you know, people who pay to play the game, like, you know, myself, obviously. But that'll be it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will be having a poll video, which is everybody's favorite thing to do, right after this upload. So I will see you guys soon in the next one. There we go. I swear, one day I'll hit that button properly and it'll be okay. See you guys.